Yo, what's up, guys? AK again. Hope you guys are doing well today. Um, yeah, I have some zombies gameplay for you guys, but for the main point of this, I want you guys to think about one question and one question only. Who do you want to be? Now, this question is deep. To me, I think there's many answers to this. It's not really a yes or no question either, but I want you guys to consider a lot of things in this. So let's talk about it. Who do you want to be? From the time we are 5 years old, people ask us the same boring question. What do you want to be when you grow up? And obviously, we're all trained to answer with a title. For instance, a doctor, a lawyer, a YouTuber, a CEO. We spend our 20s chasing these nouns, thinking that once we get the business card or the corner office, we'll finally be somebody. But here's the cold truth, guys. A title is just a costume. It's something the world gives you back, and it's something the world can immediately take back. If you lose the job, if the company folds, if the algorithm changes and your influence vanishes, who is left standing in the mirror? In your 20s, stop building a resume of positions. Start building a resume of character. Focus on the adjectives. Are you honest? Are you reliable? Are you the kind of person who does the right thing when there's no one there to applaud you? Build up these traits first. The titles will eventually show up, but by the time they do, you'll realize you never actually needed them to be whole. Here are the 3 traits to think about, guys. Resilience, disciplined, and honesty. These are 3 things that I want you guys to think about. We spend 40 hours a week sometimes more polishing our resume. We want the world to see our achievements, our skills, and our wins. But have you guys ever noticed that at a funeral, nobody reads our resume? No one stands up and talks about your GPA, your job title, or how many followers you had. They talk about your eulogy virtues. They talk about whether you were kind, when you were tired. They talk about whether you were a person of your word. They talk about how you made them feel when they were at their lowest points in their lives. In your 20s, the world screams at you to build a brochure of a life, but I'm telling you to build a legacy, guys. The only things people can say about you are based on your achievements, you aren't building a life. You're building a facade. Start investing in the version of you that people will actually miss. And I think sometimes in this life, people take that for granted, and there's more to life than just work and stuff like this. But in all honesty, the biggest lie that we are told is that we find ourselves, like our identity. It's like some treasure buried in the sand. You don't find yourself, you create yourself. And you don't do it in one big cinematic moment of transformation. You do it in the boring, invisible moments when no one is watching you. Think about it. Every action you take as a vote for the person you want to become, when you tell the truth, even when it makes you look bad, you're casting a vote for being an honest person. When you get out of bed to work, when you'd rather sleep in, you are casting a vote for being disciplined. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to win the majority of the votes. Your 20s are the primary election for the rest of your life. What kind of person are you voting for today? Everyone wants to be good. Everyone wants to be successful. But very few people are willing to pay the cost of character. Being a quote-unquote specific somebody means you have to give up being anybody. If you want to be a person of deep focus, charisma, you have to give up the cheap dopamine of endless scrolling. If you want to be a person of peace, you have to give up the need to be right in every argument. Accept things for what they are, and don't be trapped in oblivion when scrolling. Character isn't just a list of virtues, guys. It's a list of sacrifices. You define who you are by what you are willing to walk away from. If you aren't willing to lose friends, status, or comfort to protect your values, then those aren't your values and they are just your hobbies. Decide what you are willing to give up to become the person you claim you want to be. And I mentioned this earlier in the video, guys. Who do you want to be? Because this is the year 2026. It's February. We're in the second month of the new year, and I feel like there's like an endless cycle of just craziness out there right now, and it stinks. It really does. But we have to consider a lot right now. Where we are in life, who you're surrounded yourself with, what's your situation looking like with money, and what your career goals are. I think a lot of us get too caught up in the moment and forget the little things that matter, because these things, you can't buy them back. Sure, you can go to a mall the next day and buy like a Gucci bag or a Louis Vuitton cologne, sure, but you can't buy back your youth. You can't buy back the memories that you made. Those things are everlasting in your brain, and you can't bring them back. Sure, you may recreate them with the same person, and that's possible, but they won't hit the same like they used to. And when you get older, it's probably, it hits different for you. Let that sink in. And I want you guys to really think about who you are and where you are right now in life, because I think in your 20s you really get to figure that out. And I always ask myself, who do I want to be? And that's a question I always ask myself every day, because I think every day when we wake up, we're someone different. At an extent, of course, we're all, the same, but we all have a different motive, different mind, different change of heart. Who knows? Maybe things in our life have affected us to become someone different. I don't know whether that's good or bad. A lot of factors, play a big part of our lives. And I don't think a lot of us realize that, with each action we do, it can alter the course of events in your future. Big time. 1000%. But all I will say is, you guys should know who you are deep down. And if you're still figuring it out, that's fine. I think I am. Definitely. I haven't figured it out all the way, but life is not just, it's not a blueprint that's been given to you. You gotta carve your own path, and as I mentioned last video, no one's coming to save you either. I think a lot of us don't really realize that until it sinks in. And it's scary. It's terrifying. It's ominous. You feel like you're petrified, and it's just jaw-dropping, heart-stopping, most craziest anxiety that you're ever gonna feel in your life because of, the situation that you're in. But of course, as I said, we all have the power to change it. But the question is, are we willing to act upon it, guys? I'm gonna say this again. We all have the power to change it, but guys, do we have the willingness to act upon it? Because if you are willing to, genuinely, if you are, then nothing's gonna stop you. Nothing will. And that's up to you. It's all up to you. Your own decisions will lead to where you're gonna go in life. And I feel like a lot of us already know that life is like a book. Your own chapters are already being written, or you can control the book, control the narrative, and become the best version of yourself through each chapter, each word, each sentence, each paragraph, and make it something so magical, something so brilliant and just captivating. At the end of the day, you are the architect of your own character. You can let the world, your parents, or social media hold the brush while you are the canvas, or you can take that brush back and make your own path. It's easy to drift. It's hard to build, but in 10 years, the version of you that exists will be the direct result of the choices you are making in this messy, confusing decade. Don't just settle for who you are today. Build the person you'll be proud of to be tomorrow. The choice will always be in your favor, in your hands. And in the end of the day, the choice will always be yours, regardless whether your actions are good or bad. Guys, as I mentioned before in my last video, no one is coming to save you. You are the Calvary. And something that I want to let you guys know in on is when it comes to life, life is super deep. It's analytical. It's a blessing. It's super, super interesting. And I do believe there are mysteries out there. And it just comes to show that, the cost of, you not doing anything could be detrimental. My question is to you is, what are you willing to give up to become the person you want to be? I'm going to say that one more time to y'all. What kind of person are you willing to give up to become the person you want to be? Because this question has a lot of answers. And I think if I put a bunch of people in a room and I ask this question, some people will shy away from it. Some people will give me a genuine, deep, cool answer. I don't know. But think about this. This life is nothing but pain and blessings. I know it's kind of dark to say, but it really isn't. It's just the truth of the reality that we are living in. It's 2026, guys. Their possibilities of reaching to the top are endless. You could, as I said, build your own business. Like, there's a lot of people out there that come from nothing. And people that come from something, that's cool. Sure. Here is the thing, though. The beauty about life is that even if you come from something, you may be given a blueprint to whatever your success is, like if it's from your mom or your dad or whatever, right? And let's say you take their inheritance, you build something great, and later on, 10 years down the road, though, you start to feel a little anxious and a little anxiety-like. But if you are the person, right? If you are the person that came from nothing, and there's a lot of people out there that are famous that came from nothing, that you came from nothing, but just poor, no rich families, no connections, and you build yourself, man, that's beautiful. And I'll tell you why. You're probably thinking, why would that be beautiful? It's a harsh life. Yeah, of course it is. But imagine when you reach the top of the hill. You will be king of the hill. And the view will just be glamorous. It will just be jaw-dropping, exquisitely beautiful. And once you reach that top of the mountain, it's just peak. It's absolutely peak. And you really get to see how far you've come. Whether it's through the bad, the good, the okay, the awkward, the loss, the win, whatever it may be, I'm telling you right now, it does not compare to what you have right now in front of you. Because I'm telling you guys this right now, this life is nothing but a blessing and a curse. But do what you want with it. No one will come save you. And it's only you that can make a plan. Now, if you're looking for ideas to build your life, that's something that I can definitely touch up on. But before I jump into that, I want to talk about a topic. The topic of the myth of the word quote-unquote soon. We have this toxic habit in our 20s of treating our lives like some kind of movie loading screen. We live in the soon. We tell ourselves, I'll start being healthy soon. I'll start being honest with my family soon. I'll start doing the work I actually care about soon. We act like there's this magical hero version of ourselves waiting at the finish line of age 30. A version of us that's suddenly disciplined, courageous, and wise. But I have a hard truth for you guys. There is no one waiting for you at 30. There is only the person you are building right now. If you are a procrastinator at 24, you aren't waiting to start. You are practicing being a procrastinator. If you are unkind to people when you are broke, you won't magically be a saint when you are rich. You're just casting votes for your identity every single day. Stop treating this decade, this year of 2026, like some kind of a rehearsal. This isn't a pre-game being ready to go. This is the match. Every conversation you have, every hour you spend, every habit you feed, that is your life. Soon is just a horizon that recedes every time that you take a step toward it. Kill the myth of soon and start being the person you want to be in the moment. And embrace what actually exists right now, guys. Because I promise you, no one will be waiting for you. It's on you and it's up to you. I hope you guys heard me out on this. And to conclude, I want to talk about one last topic. I hope you guys are listening. And that topic is going to be about money. But not in this way that some finance bro on TikTok or Insta Reels talks about it. They tell you to save so you can buy a Porsche or a watch to impress people you don't even like, or even impress your crush. I'm telling you to save money, because money is the currency of no. In your 20s, the most dangerous position you can be in is having a high-priced lifestyle and an absolutely zeroed out bank account. Because when you need every cent just to keep your head above water, you lose the ability to say no to the things that degrade your soul. You have to say yes to the toxic boss. You have to say yes to the project that violates your ethics. You have to stay in the relationship that's draining your spirit because you literally can't afford to move out. Guys, money isn't about what you can buy. It's about what you can refuse. A freedom fund, or as people will call it, a crazy fuck you fund. It isn't about greed. It's a moral buffer. It's the 3 to 6 months of living expenses that sit between you and a life of quiet desperation. When you have that margin, you can look at a bad situation in the eye and walk away with your dignity intact. Don't chase riches to be a somebody. Chase the margin that allows you to remain yourself. That's the most crucial thing you guys can consider. Money is just something that we get by with, and it's crucial. I think money management is crucial. Understanding how money works, understanding the idea behind having money, what money means in this society. How do the wealthy stay wealthy, right? And how do the poor stay poor? I think this is something that can be definitely touched upon. But a lot of us have different habits. And I'll be honest, I have my fair share of, trigger buys and whatnot. That's okay. That's normal. Of course, it could be worked upon, and I'm accountable of that, and I know what I'm doing. But there are people out there that are like the hamster on the wheel chasing the cheese, and they're never going to reach it just because they're on that wheel every day, working in, working out, working in, working out. And it's an absolute apocalyptical, insane situation to be in. It's the rise of the dead coming for you to hold you down and keep you down there and having that burden over you for the rest of your life. Think about it. You don't want to be that person. You don't. And as I mentioned in the video, guys, in the very beginning of this, who do you want to be? Who is the person that you want to be that will set the standard high? Who do you want to be when you want to wake up in the morning and take their very first breath of fresh air? Who do you want to be when you walk outside your home and prepare yourself for the day? These are things that should be emulating within your own body and having the integrity that you should have within yourself to execute these things and to act upon it and be able to knock this shit out of the park. I myself, I'll be honest, I have my moments. I won't go too deep in my life, but I've had my moments, yes. But if you are still listening and you're watching, of course, I hope you're enjoying my gameplay. But that's not my point. My point is, who do you want to be? Because life is short. Whether you're in your 20s or about to hit 30s, you're 30 soon, this is go time. This is prime time, as I said last video. Guys, this isn't just Avengers Infinity War. This is Avengers Endgame. This is time to write your own story. Write your own script. You decide how it ends. And you decide how it begins. Based upon the choices you picked up on. The habits that you have. The actions that you do. The words you speak. The way you carry yourself throughout the day, throughout the night, throughout the morning. Every decision you make has its impact, and you don't even have the slightest idea of how it can affect you. I do, and I hope you do too. Because this life, I promise you, is just a minute drop of water in an enormous sea of situations, problems, everything. And it's up to you to climb out of the sea, swim your way up to civilization, and recognize yourself and realize, who in the world am I? What do I stand for? What has this all been for? Why am I suffering now? Because if your idea is, if you're suffering now to become the best later, then you have just reached the pinnacle point in your mindset. And you can go above your ceiling. You can feel like you're limitless. Like you're Bradley Cooper in that movie. But in a different sense, minus the drugs. Or you can be stuck in this apocalyptic situation that you're in. Let these zombies, let the dead carry you down. And you just want to sit comfortably. You know what comfortable means? You can be comfortable. That's great. Have a comfortable bed, have a comfortable life. But don't get too comfortable now. Don't get too comfortable. Because being average is dangerous. Once you become average, yeah, no. That's not what you're made for. You're made to go above and beyond. Yet you don't want to unleash that kind of potential that's within your body, within your heart, within your mind. I think someone mentioned this, and I'm going to conclude with this, and I think a lot of you guys have watched Batman, and it's the Dark Knight Rises movie, and Bane says to Batman, "Victory has defeated you." When he says this, I want you guys to think about it, what that means. Victory has defeated you. Don't let your foot slip off the gas. Keep pushing. Don't relax just because you're already there. Keep going. Keep thriving. Keep pushing yourself to greater heights, to where no one has ever reached. Not just above a mountain, but above and beyond, into an absolute cascade of galaxies, of universes that exist on this planet. You are the person to go and see the possibilities that you never thought would be imaginable in this lifetime that you're living. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for listening. And I want you guys to understand that this is not just a message for 2026 to you. It's a 2026 message, wake up for all of us. To us guys that are struggling out here. To the people that are going through it. This is such an important thing, and I want to touch up on my next video, hopefully soon. And I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. It's been your boy, AK. And guys, this is it. This is where legends are made, and it's up to us to take action. I love you guys. Eat well, study hard, eat plenty, and that's literally the life you should live. The most healthiest life. And remember, don't let people deter you from what you believe in. All right. I love you guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.